Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's all. I talked to Patrick. They sent us something about it. It's.
I told them as soon as I start, it's off, and then they'll bring it to you. So we'll do pledge. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the special school board meeting this Monday, July 17th, 2023. The public is encouraged and welcome to address the school board at the hearing of citizens, and the board clerk, Linda Termine, will be collecting the cards at the hearing of citizens. I've asked the sergeant at arms to bring them forward now, and the cards are closed. I will call you forward at the appropriate time, which will be just after the pledge, if you will all stand and join me today. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And if you'll just give us 1 minute, because the first item is going to be hearing of citizens. And as I get the cards, I will call your name up. Each speaker, and I'm assuming, Mrs. Termine, how many do we have? Because we have a time certain. Perfect. Wonderful. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. When the timer flashes yellow, 1 minute remains, and you will need to begin to summarize. Please stop speaking when the buzzer rings. Please note that respect for divergent viewpoints and civility will be shown at every board meeting. Whether you agree or disagree with a speaker, please listen politely and respectfully without making any sounds of approval or disapproval. We recognize there's a lot of passion and emotion with the decisions that come before this board and the impact that they have on our students, families, staff, and community. As such, we all believe it is important that we afford the opportunity for every speaker to be heard. To my fellow board members, any comments during hearing of citizens that you would like to respond to take place at the conclusion of public comment, my request is that you respond, when you respond, you keep it to the issues that have been brought forward and refrain from directing it to any individual member of the public. Per statute 1001.372, parent 3, anyone causing a disruption will first be given a warning, and if the conduct does not stop, you will be removed from the chambers. I have no doubt that that is not going to be an issue today. And I will call up this first speaker is Dr. Jill Lewis Spector.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Jill Lewis Spector. I am Vice President of the League of Women Voters of Florida, and I chair our education action teams for the state and for Sarasota. The League of Women Voters of Sarasota County welcome Mr. Terrence Connor to the Sarasota School District and commend the Sarasota School Board for selecting him as our district's next superintendent of schools. Our observations of Mr. Connor throughout the search process have convinced us that he will serve the community, all of the community, including students, teachers, staff, and residents, fairly and in a nonpartisan way. The League looks forward to working in partnership with the district as we did last year when we held our Why Vote contest. We believe Mr. Connor recognizes the importance of student civic engagement and that he values our country's democratic values and will work to ensure their rightful place in our public schools. The League of Women Voters of Sarasota County thanks Mr. Connor, soon to be Superintendent Connor, for accepting this challenging position. He has his work cut out for him, for sure, and he can rely on the League to offer support whenever it is appropriate and possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Liz Barker?
Good morning. Board, Ms. Foster, I'm so glad to be here. I'm Liz Barker, mom of 4 in Sarasota County, young children in Sarasota County Public Schools. On behalf of myself and my family, we are thrilled to welcome Mr. Connor to our home here in Sarasota. We look forward to a long and productive partnership with him and our students and SCS staff. We are ready to put the focus back on academics over political agendas. We are working to find common ground, respect the rights of all parents and teachers, and provide meaningful support to teachers. We know that despite a few loud voices, the vast majority of families here understand that we must find common ground in order to improve student achievement. We are hopeful that Mr. Connor will bring a renewed focus on student outcomes and will not be distracted by the culture wars that have divided our community. As parents, we all want our children to have access to an A-rated public education. And as community members, we understand that our property values and our local economy rely heavily on having top-tier public schools. As you all are aware, the recent results of the FAST assessment indicate that only 61% of third graders are reading on grade level. If you go up to 8th grade, that number drops to only 55%. We don't have time to waste. Our children need to learn to read. School board members, we ask that you support Mr. Connor in respecting all of our parental rights. Our children have the right to a literacy-rich classroom environment and school libraries full of diverse books. Parents have the right to decide which of those books are appropriate for their children without another parent dictating that to them. We are not interested in the continued censorship of our curriculum under the guise of removing Castle-affiliated products. We are not afraid that our children might learn a little empathy with their math lesson. That's okay with us. Our teachers deserve our support, but they are fearful and discouraged. We are looking to Mr. Connor, along with the entire school board, to change the climate for them. The results of a recent poll conducted in Sarasota County indicate that 83% of teachers believe that the current school board majority does not support them. And worse, 68% of teachers fear retaliation if they voice those concerns. Fearful teachers are not effective instructors. We believe Mr. Connor is up to the task. We stand ready and willing to support him in service to our schools and children. Sarasota is a special place with excellent educators, involved families, and talented students. We look forward to strengthening our community under his leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Lila Newcomb.
Good morning. Leela Newcomb, grandmother of 3 in Sarasota schools, 1 in high school, middle school, and elementary, so the gamut. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Connor and to our community and to our school system. And I'm positive that the board made the wisest decision in choosing Mr. Connor. My impression is that of a moderate position with extensive experience in education and the character and personality of a leader capable of inspiring those under him to do a good job. And so anyway, I'm happy to have you wherever you might be. I thought you would be here. But anyway, oh, there you are. Hi. Welcome, welcome. And from myself and my family, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lieutenant Colonel Duffy Smiley.
Good morning. I'm Diane Smiley's husband, and today is her birthday. She was an Air Force nurse and a public health nurse, and she and I have raised over 20 foster children and adopted 3. So today is Diane's birthday, but for many years she's been identifying as 49 again. Now that's somewhat of a problem because my daughters are now 41 and 39. Welcome, Superintendent. You have I'm one of your employers and like you to get to work right now. These are some of the things you need to know from this employer. There's a disrespect for our flag. Only 38% of people think that patriotism's important. I think a lot of that can be done in the schools. You can model that by wearing an American flag on your lapel. One of the most important things is to eliminate the education gap. That will take care of a multitude of problems. Teach reading as the backbone of educational success. Prioritize reading, writing, science, math, history, and civics. Closely monitor the uses and effectiveness of tax dollars related to staffing and programs to ensure money contributes directly to our children's education. 5 assistant principals at Pineview, I'm not sure how that happens.
Lieutenant Smiley, directed comments to the board, please.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I was talking to the, it's hard not to talk to the guy you're talking about. Engage parents as valued partners and the primary advocate of their children. Eliminate unproven social theories and experiments and programs that distracts from the basic education I've talked to above, including Castle SEL. Support our teachers by maintaining a safe environment, discipline, and control in the classroom. We need a lot of work on this. Promote civility at board meetings and in the classroom, and the board meetings is no model for civility, and you would need to work on that. We fund your organization to the tune of $18,000 per student. We are 150,000 Republicans, 100,000 NPAs, and 100,000 Dems. 4 of our board members were elected to push back on unproven social theories that cast European American children as oppressors and African American as victims. We do not want pornographic or age-inappropriate books in our schools. We support parents as the primary actors in educating their children. We are not extremists, white nationalists.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you for your service. Elizabeth Bornstein.
Good morning, Board, Dr. Foster, Board Attorney, Mr. Connor, the reason we're all here today. I'm a parent of a middle school student in the district. I'm here today on behalf of the Democratic Public Education Caucus of Minnesota. I would like to welcome you, Mr. Connor, as our new Sarasota Schools Superintendent. Many of us are current or retired educators, parents, and grandparents who are dedicated supporters of public education. We look forward to working with you to continue to improve our excellent school district. We are committed to supporting an engaging, challenging, truthful, and broad academic program for all of our students. The history and culture of all the student populations we serve are essential, and that history and culture must be taught accurately. Uncensored history taught well should at times make ethical students feel uncomfortable about the travesties that have occurred in the past, and that as they mature and go out in the world, these wrongs won't be repeated under their watch. All students and all families must be respected, and all students need a safe place in their schools. We will continue to oppose recent laws which we believe harm public education, including HB 1, which transfers taxpayer dollars from public schools to charter schools, largely unregulated and uncredentialed private schools, and for homeschooling. We also stand in opposition to chilling laws that stigmatize our most vulnerable students, and laws resulting in extensive book banning reminiscent of some of the darkest days of the 20th century, and which are a direct threat to our public education and democracy. We stand against bigotry, homophobia, racism, xenophobia, and anti-Semitism. Hate has no place in our schools. We support our teachers and Sarasota Classified Teachers Association. After the ordeal of teaching during a pandemic, our teachers have now been subjected to a climate of fear and stress working under these ominous recent laws, coupled with some of the lowest teacher salaries in the nation, while coping with expensive housing and other costs. They have our wholehearted gratitude for their commitment to our children. The Democratic Public Education Caucus also organized to prevent the Vermillion Education LLC, a thinly veiled Hillsdale College Trojan horse consultancy, from being given the keys to the district. After input from the community during the superintendent search town halls, it was abundantly clear that most people wanted a superintendent who had years of experience in public education at all levels and was also someone who would not bring a political agenda to the job. We are fortunate that the majority of the school board took that to heart
Thank you very
and chose you,
much.
Mr. Connor.
Thank you. Carol Lerner?
Good morning. My name is Carol Lerner. I'm a retired educator, and I'm here representing Support Our Schools. I'm on the board of directors of that organization. I'm speaking today on behalf of the board of directors and for all the hundreds of members and supporters of Support Our Schools. We are here today to wholeheartedly welcome you, Mr. Connor, as Superintendent of Sarasota County Schools. We extend our hand to you as a supporter and partner in helping to make Sarasota schools great academically, socially, and emotionally for every student in our diverse public schools. Support Our Schools was founded in 2021 in the midst of the COVID pandemic by 4 parents of students in Sarasota schools. I was not one of them, as you can all see. I'm in the grandmother category. Support Our Schools has since grown to be a major galvanizing force for strong and inclusive public schools in our Sarasota community. Our mission states the following, quote, "We believe that all children, regardless of socioeconomic status, race, ethnicity, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, disability, or religion, are entitled to a modern education in a safe and inclusive environment. We support our teachers, administrators, and our school board as we work together to provide the highest quality education to all children. We hope to meet with you in the weeks ahead to share with you some of our ideas on how to support students, families, and teachers in Sarasota schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that concludes the public comment. Moving on to the next item of business. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the employment contract for Terrence Connor to be the superintendent of Sarasota County Schools.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any comments? So I will welcome Mr. Connor. I know that we have had a lot of conversations moving forward, and I think that as it's well known to everyone else that I initially didn't support his position in here. I will tell you that I've had some wonderful conversations with him. I know this is no surprise to him that I have no doubt that it would be the best thing for me if I look 3 years later and I have a foot in my mouth and say that I was completely wrong. You will have my absolute support to do everything I can based on the knowledge I've gained as a school board member on this board for 2 terms, and any other thing I can do, because if the superintendent is successful, ultimately our mission is achieved and our children are going to be the benefactors of that. So you have my ultimate commitment for that going forward. Are there any additional comments? Seeing none, is this a voice vote, Mrs.? Excuse me? Oh, well, mine's not. Got it. There's one waiting. I can't see that. Who's not, who's on the bottom? Is it you, Marinelli?
I did. I voted.
Can you see who the last one is over there? Aha. Okay. And the motion passes 4-1. And congratulations, Mr. Connor, as our new superintendent of schools. After we conclude today, we will be starting at 9 o'clock for the official swearing-in ceremony. 9 o'clock? 9:30. 9:30. We have way more time than we expected. We were real worried about that. So we'll take a short break and we will reconvene at 9:30 for the official swearing-in ceremony. We are adjourned.